Yeah, so hi. So my name is Engineer Harun Ayu. By training, I'm an electrical engineer and a professional PCB designer. I've done a lot of PCB designs over years, and also doing support on IoT devices, that is on full stack development. And I decided to share more of content on IoT, and I hope this will be helpful. So today I'm going to show you how you can control an LED using cloud platform. That is how you can create a simple button on cloud, and very easy stuff, but it's helpful. So I'll be showing you what you need. Preliminarily, you need an LED. This is a generic LED. Number two, you need a resistor. This is a resistor, 220 ohm resistor. You need ESP32 dev board, the one that uses the chip. Don't worry about mine. It is customized. It has some extra chips. This is GHT11, or you can also use like the one on screen. This is Node MCU, the normal Node MCU. As far as it have the connectivity with Wi-Fi, that's all. That's cool. So you also need a mobile phone. You can use a small phone like the one you can see here. This is a small phone, but it's able to of course receive messages, because I want to show you how you can receive messages when the actions are triggered. Don't worry about my connection, not so nice. My jumpers are coming and away, and the next projects will be a little bit neat. So this is the connection. I'm using pin 16 of my Node MCU, and it's connected to a resistor. Someone might ask, why resistor? By Ohm's law, V equals IR. A simple principle, but very important. We know very well that current is voltage over resistance, and we want to limit the amount of current coming into the LED. We don't want to blow our LEDs. And someone might ask, what if I connect without a resistor? Of course, your LED will not blow, but over time, you are degrading its life because of the amount of current that is coming into the LED. Onto the other side of the LED, this is the shorter lane. You connect it to the ground. This is the sign of the ground. It doesn't mean anything, just the sign of the ground. So after that, I'm going to demonstrate this, and here is my connection. It can be seen on the video. The small itel phone is what I'm going to be receiving messages with when the LED is on, and yeah, I will show you how you can configure it just now. And it's something interesting. You can use it to customize your projects, and yeah, it can be helpful for your big projects. So this is a button, very simple, and I'm using a very simple IoT platform. This is Cayen.mydevices.com, and I will be diving deep into other cloud platforms, including Azure. The next thing I will be using Azure, that is IoT Central, and using IoT Hub, and how you can more analyze your data in Power BI, and yeah, so up to the AWS and other many IoT platforms. So for you to light your LED, it's simple. Just press on and it goes on, and we expect a notification, extend a message. So let me see the message. Uh, so the message rings. It means that channel 0 is on. This is connected to the ESP32 node MCU. So there's the ESP32 node MCU. That's the LED. And if you turn it off, district gov 1 goes off. So this is how you set this up. So first things first, you need an account on Cayen.mydevices. Number two, you need, of course, either an Node MCU or an ESP32 dev board. So yeah, so welcome back, and I'm going to show you how you can set up your own Cayen platform. That is Cayen.mydevices.com. So just need to navigate to this website, and it's quite straightforward. What you need is an email and for you to register, and a name. So I'm going to use some dummy values here to to show you how you can register. I'm going to use I and I, and the email I'm going to use is aronalva5 at gmail.com. This is how you set up your account. And the password, I can use the one they are recommending and copy the same password and paste here. They are not strict. You can copy paste the password, simple, and then do register. Very easy, very straightforward. So it's directly redirecting you, and yeah, that's easy. So when it comes here, one of the things you need to do is if you are creating a project related to Raspberry Pi, Arduino, or LoRa, you can use them. But for us, we're using a Node MCU for now, or ESP32. So on the left side, we're going to create our own custom made. So you click bring your own thing. So someone might wonder, how did I come here? I just clicked Cayenne and it brought all these things here. So bring your thing, click at it, and you need this one. This is the username, the MQTT password. You need the client ID. You need the MQTT server, and you can name it. You can name it. We can name it. It's not a must, but we can name it project one. Smart home, whatever, or project one LED, whichever you can call it, whichever the name you want. So we're using MQTT, sorry, protocol. So and you have to take note of the username and the password and the client ID. So of course the MQTT server is mqtt.mydevices.com, because we are using Cayen.mydevices as our server or as our main platform. And what you're going to do is now to write the Arduino code. It's straightforward. I'll provide this code in the link below. And things you have to note: if you do not have libraries, you have to come into the tools. Again, you need to go to board manager, and you need to add. It takes some time to every time to update itself. So you need to add ESP32, ESPressive system version, these dev bones, and also you need to add node not yes ESP8266. You need this library, and for you to add these two libraries, there is something you need to note. So they're not just handed, they are things you need to do for you to configure for you to hand them. You need to come into the file of your Arduino sketch, into the preferences, and additional board URL. I'll be giving you this URL in the links again. So you just need to paste this here. So to summarize what I just said, number one, you need to install two libraries. And for you to install the libraries, you need to have this link inserted here so that you can download those libraries. After inserting the link there, come into the tools and come into the board manager and search for, you need to search for ESP32, this library here. This is Espressive Systems, and you need ESP8266. This library, it's a huge one, but you need it. So after that, it's quite straightforward from there. So I told you we will be using these files. Let me split my window. Not so sure if I split it I can see them, but number one, you need to hand this you need to hand this library, and then of course you need to define the Cayenne debug and define the Cayenne print on serial. You need to have a Wi-Fi. This is the Wi-Fi name, and you need to have the Wi-Fi password. So if you don't have a router at your home or at your workplace or whichever place you're using, you can just create a hotspot, and the name of your hotspot, that's the character, that is the SSID, and then the password is the password you set for me, I'm setting a very simple password because I don't want to forget when I'm coming to Widgets here. Although remember, it changes dynamically, of course, because of security, so you can't hack me. So after this, the next thing is we need to have a username. We need the MQTT password and client ID. So you need to copy the username, paste it here. You need the MQTT password. It's this one here. You need the client ID, and it's now this one. The other one is straightforward. The other part is straightforward. Mere Arduino code. This is void setup, and we are initializing Cayen.begin from the username to the password, and then the ID, the SSID, and the password. After initializing, I'm using pin 16 as I told you, and this is my output. And of course, to the void loop, I'm calling this small loop here of Cayen.loop. And this is my loop. This is a channel. Channel 0 is here. Let me show you. So you can call it whichever the number you want to call it. So just a minute. So it is trying to connect, but it will not connect. And the reason as to why it will not connect is because I didn't. Anyway, let me show you. Let me use this. It's very straightforward. So copy this. This is the username. Copy the username. Paste it here. Paste it here. And copy the password. This one. Password. Paste it here. Next thing, copy the character ID, this one here, and paste it here. Paste it here. And then the next thing is, of course, compile your file. Then just compile. It's compiling the sketch. Doesn't take much time, and takes some little time. So what I'm not so sure about is if because I already registered this device into another account, I'm not so sure if it will still be possible to register it twice, but we shall see. So something to note again, just a reminder, this is the user, this is the Wi-Fi name, and this is the password. Very straightforward. Please use a string of characters. Don't use numerals. It might be problematic. Yeah, so that's it. So it's compiling up to 69, 76%, 84%, that's 92, and boom, it's done. So the last resetting the hardware. So let's see if it connects. I'm not so sure if it's done, but let's see. So it is waiting for the board to connect. I'm presuming it's done connecting. So the next thing, on the left side, click hand widgets. Let's come here to the left, you just hand device. You hand device stroke widgets. You click custom widgets. From there, we need a button, and then call it a name. Yes, you can call it whichever the name you want. And have your device here. Channel, it's channel 0. Very important. Icon, call it button 1. Let's see, hand widgets. Nice, it is already handed, so it's here. You can click it and choose display. Let it be just an icon. Choose unit 0 or 1, then save. So let's see, if we click here, we expect our device to go on. Let me see if it goes on. And if it's clicked, it should go off. So if you click this, we expect it to go on. So let me show you the last configuration so that I can show you exactly what I mean by if you click it shouldn't go on and off, and also if you re-click it, it shouldn't bring the notification. So This is how you configure how to send the SMS. Just need to tap here and a trigger. So you want to trigger if this action, then send a message. So if an action done in, it's a drag and drop stuff, so it's something straightforward. So if our device goes on, then we want then send, oh sorry for that. So come here, trigger. So if this device goes on, then do what? Send a text message. To what number? You need to hand a number here, and your mobile number +254 91 41. So this is not my common number, so I don't use it regularly. 69 47, and this is where you want to send our message. So you can also send an email and hand your email address, so save that. Trigger name is needed, so we can call it demo 2, whichever the name you want, and just save that. And then after that, into trigger functions. So yeah, it's already done. So the next thing is actuating it. Boom. So you expect on this side to go on, then to go off, and then a message. So it works perfectly.